For centuries, science operated on a simple assumption. The universe is a machine driven by matter and motion. Planets orbit, atoms collide, and stars burn out in a vast, unthinking void. Within this framework, biological life is a byproduct of complex chemistry. Human consciousness, your thoughts, memories, and sense of self, is seen as the final result of billions of years of that chemistry evolving. We can map the biological mechanics of this process. We can trace the specific signals that fire when you feel fear, process language, or recognize a familiar face. This scientific consensus suggests that the sense of you is a localized process, the result of electrical circuits firing within a biological shell. Yet this mechanical model hits a wall. While we can observe the brain's circuitry, we lack a physical explanation for how physical matter generates the feeling of being alive. A computer can process trillions of calculations a second, but we have no reason to believe it experiences the work it does. You, however, experience colors, warmth, and a subjective inner life. Philosopher David Chalmers calls this the hard problem of consciousness. The mystery isn't how the brain processes data. The mystery is why that data feels like something to the person experiencing it. If you take apart a radio, you can map every wire and electrical signal, but understanding the receiver doesn't explain the origin of the music playing through the speakers. Our current inability to locate the physical source of awareness suggests that our blueprint of reality lacks the vocabulary to account for its most obvious feature. To address this gap, physics has looked past biology and down to the building blocks of the universe, the quantum realm. At the subatomic level, the universe stops behaving like a predictable machine. Particles exist in multiple possibilities simultaneously, rather than one fixed location. This uncertainty remains until the system is measured. Observation triggers the collapse into a single, definite state. Quantum mechanics does not suggest that the mind has magical influence over the world. However, it does challenge the classical assumption that the physical world exists in a fixed, objective state, independent of being observed. If the building blocks of matter require an observer to take a definite form, it strongly suggests that consciousness might be a necessary prerequisite for reality, rather than a mere byproduct of it. This shift has led to the exploration of models that deviate from traditional materialism, like panpsychism. Panpsychism proposes that subjective experience is a fundamental property of the universe, existing alongside physical traits like mass or charge. In this framework, the brain functions as a biological interface, organizing and focusing a conscious field that is already present in the environment. Idealism takes this logic a step further, suggesting that the physical world itself is a manifestation of a deeper mental foundation. This echoes physicist John Wheeler, who explored the participatory universe concept, where the observer is an essential component in bringing reality into existence. These frameworks suggest that our thoughts are not happening inside a world of dead matter. Instead, the physical world may be happening within a field of awareness. Modern science remains unable to definitively explain why the universe exists, or why it contains the capacity for awareness. But if consciousness is fundamental, humanity's role in the cosmos changes. We are no longer accidental observers in an indifferent void. When you look up at the stars, the universe is using your eyes to perceive its own light and scale. The deeper we look into the structure of reality, the less it resembles a clockwork mechanism, and the more it resembles an evolving thought. The next time you experience a moment of quiet self-awareness, consider this. Is consciousness happening inside the universe, or is the universe happening inside consciousness?